Welcome back, everybody, to the 2025 International Open One Pocket Championship. I am your host, The Freezer. We are on Railbirds TV. And that's a real funny picture. A little surprise for me. Mickey Frost or Scott Mouse, whichever one you want. Or you could just say Stone Cold Sucker. We are playing One Pocket. There are 8 players left. 5 of those players have a loss, so they do not have a rebuy. 3 players left with no losses, and we just witnessed one of those players, Oliver Ruger, defeat Josh Roberts. He's one of the 3 with no loss. Justin Hall, who we'll be playing here, and then basically 2 Florida boys, Anthony Maglino, who has been doing damage in the States the last year and a half, 2 years in big events. So Justin Hall, Oliver Ruger, and Anthony Maglino have no losses. It is a derby style format as far as the rebuy is concerned. As I mentioned, this is One Pocket. It is a race to 3. The first person to make 8 of any ball in their designated pocket will win the game. It's alternate break. 3 foul rule is in effect. No jump cues allowed unless you're crazy enough to do it with your playing cue. Whoever is in the lead at exactly the 3-hour mark will win the match. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Hasn't come up yet. That's a good sign, especially for me. If you owe 1, or you each owe 1, it'll become a wash, so you go back to 0. But a player can owe 2 or 3 if his opponent doesn't owe any. We should be getting underway here in the next few minutes. Share this for us. Really appreciate it. I've shared it on my socials, Scott Frost the Freezer. On Facebook is my main page. And then on Instagram, Scott Frost Official. The link is in every post. It's on my stories. It's on the posts. And I really appreciate you guys for the support. And I know Railbirds does as well. So, a couple of fun facts, or at least one fun fact here is Roland Garcia defeated his countryman Roberto Gomez. The last match I covered here, Roberto got a little weak in the back arm. He's really owned pool in America the last, I don't know, year and a half, 2 years. He's made a lot of money in the big tournaments. And just an all-around great player. Does have a tendency to lunge the shoulder at times, and seems to get him here and there. Had a chance at the Hanoi Open, Vietnam. Actually beat Duong Quoc Quang to get into the final 5. I expected him to really kick on from there. He lost a match, and I can't remember to who. I'd had to leave the building. I went to do something else. But neither here nor there. That's over with. These guys are going to get off and running. They're going to lag for the break. Justin Hall, once again, no losses. This is a must-win for Gomez. Talking about Justin Hall. Very good dude. He's had his ups and downs in his life, like many of us. At one point, I feel that he was probably the best bank pool player in the world. If not, he was a close second. All around, big-time talent. Gomez's pocket will be to the lower right. That's a good sign. He's avoided the kiss. Really not a massive spread. Immediately I see the 15 that you could use. You'll look for something better. Trimming the 5 and going up to the right middle diamond. Yeah, looking to clip off the 13. He's probably just going to lay off the long rail, excuse me. I like it. I like what he did there, allowing that little bounce. Used a little bit of right ball to throw the 13 in front of his pocket, even more. Now in a bit of a pickle. A 2-rail kick below the 13 here. Nothing wrong with taking a foul if you don't hit it. It's kind of the thought process with these guys. I tell you what, I love the rail first kick, kicking to the left long rail, then catching the bottom rail. Anywhere on the top side of the 5, and it's really a good result. Your cue ball goes high. You've got protection with the 7-4, the entire stack. He's going to be passive. Is he looking to tuck under the 5? There's nothing wrong with it if you execute it, but boy, a lot of good things can happen 2-rail kicking to the 5. Did well. Hard for me to understand exactly what he can do with the 5. He could just chip the bottom of it and leave him wedged up under there, but it's going to gamble a little bit here. Oh my goodness. How good was this hit here? My goodness. Take it easy, Justin Hall. Another 2 rotations. That's in the drink with position. What a great hit that was, just to get the cue ball out of the way. It was hard enough. Just going to cinch this in. These balls tend to come short. It did. It tends to come short. Look at how short that ball hopped straight off that long rail. Welcome to St. Augustine. Roberto has not seemed to be at his best yet this event. I did say yet. That could change very quickly. I think he wanted more angle there on the 7 where he could kind of like go into the 8, 13, those balls there to open something up. Does the 11 pass the 3? We know the 14, I believe, passes the 11. I shouldn't say we know. Yeah, look at the cue ball just spraying off that rail. Picks up speed. 9-foot diamond table, 4.5-inch pockets, aramith balls, 860 HR. Tour blue Simonis cloth. And he's weighing up the bank. How much of the 9 can he get into? Love to be able to catch the 9 full. If he can't, he won't take it on. What about the 2-railer past the 5? On the 9. I feel like he might have overlooked one there. Because he could have tucked behind the 14. Yeah, I don't know what you do here. I mean, do you just come off the 6 and wedge him up behind the 13 and 3? Does that do you any good? What's he looking at? 2-railing the 2 and going forward. This takes a precise hit. Oh, really, really good. Really, really good. Yeah, watching these guys play this game, it does make me want to play sometimes. Sometimes. Not very often. I do miss the big battles. Watch out. Yeah, well done. Thought he might have caught that a little thin. Leave him the gap on the 2, though. Might have been a little value to just walking down there and seeing where you wanted the cue ball. Instead of the rail first, maybe just rolling directly into the 14. 10 might have protected the 2 and the 6. Then again, I don't know if they can see the 2. He's acting like he can't. Sure looks like it to me. Is he considering the 10? Sure is. Yeah, 3-0 ball lead, taking that on. Guess he felt like he could get a good cue ball in behind the 11. We even overcut it and didn't get the cue ball there. Gomez has a nice chop on the blue. Should be able to open something up here. One at the top of the 6 would be a dream. I think you have to take that chance instead of coming up for the 15 and 9. Oh, he did go into the top of the 6 and he got very little out of it. I don't even know what happened there. Kind of crazy, though. One went in Justin's pocket. Let's take another look. Look at the 6. It doesn't even move. He catches the top side of it. Wow. What the heck? Well, you can chip the 8 in and get a bank on the 3, then travel upstairs, the 15 and 9. Gotta shoot the 8 here. This is something I noticed when he was playing Garcia, is he really kind of talked himself out of a couple of big positions, but the 8 really plays no pressure, right? You're going to hang it up at worst. If you miss it fat. But there's no chance of selling out, I wouldn't think. He's going to cross the 3. Or I sure hate to send a cue ball up table. Leave some type of a back cut on the 8. Okay, now going to the 8. Yeah, I mean, this really doesn't carry any heat. Now everything opens up for you. And you remove the 3, which was kind of the problem all along. He's throwing his hands up in the air. Something he's done a little bit more in the last 6 to 8 months, in my opinion, is he's always been an animated player. He's worried about the 6 now. You're going to bank the 3 regardless. So just commit to it. Is he not shooting it? You looking to stop on the 12? Boy, you got to put yourself as a heavy favorite on these pockets to make the 3, don't you? The payoff is there. I mean, it's a race to 3. You're going to have to gamble. You're not going to have a good bank on the 3, are you, if you stop on the green 6? Just doesn't seem fully confident. I get what he's doing here. He's worried about the carom off the 11 if he misses the 3. I sure wouldn't be too concerned about it. I mean, you're going to commit. So if you do shoot this, I think you want to pinch it back maybe an inch or 2. Yeah, that's absolutely no good. Yeah, I'm really surprised he talked himself out once again of the bank on the 3. He's trailing in this rack. What about just laying on the top side of the 3 softly here? Believe it or not, Justin's in a bit of a spot. I don't feel like he could do much better than that. He must feel like the 6 and 11 are frozen, so the 11 will not cross. Can't do much with the 6. Picking the back of the 3. That's changed a lot right there. Very good. Yeah, he did pretty good there. I believe he kept him off the 3. Did he not keep him off the 3-2 rails? Need another rotation of the cue ball. Sure looks pretty tight to me. It's forced to elevate just a tick. $10,000 added, $300 entry fee. Not a bad gig, to be honest with you. Well, that's a good hit, just getting it past the 6. Even better, getting it past the 11. I think he can bank the 10 back down. What I'd really focus on is just laying the cue ball over on that left long rail to protect the 1 with the 11. Yeah, very good. Very good. Staying down a bit better there. It looks like, at least, so far. Now you better hit something. Better hit something here. You'd have to believe Justin there when he motioned his hands. I know that position. These guys don't aim to miss the ball. They're not that bad. Yeah, so it probably drifted out on him a little bit there. 60 tables, I believe, in this venue. It's a lot of work setting them up, but they do settle. Always a good idea to come back in and go through them if you can. Stayed down well there. Also, it's a good sign. So Justin with an early lead in this rack. About to lose the rack altogether. Go up towards the green 6 here. Yeah, overcut that, wasn't clean. Never in jeopardy of missing the ball. But I guess what I'm going to refer to is a couple of low balls that he played against Garcia were poorly hit. Miscued once, maybe twice. I couldn't tell on the second one, but Gomez going to steal game number 1. A big game at that. See, it was his break. Justin Hall now needs to hold serve. Yeah, motioning that ball rolled off a little bit, and you just really, I typically want to favor the player when it comes to that. They just don't aim to miss the ball. Obviously, you want to just chip it thin, but sometimes the ball will drift out on you right away. Not fun when you're at the mercy of the equipment, but it's part of it. And not a big splatter there at all. Felt like maybe caught the head ball a little thin. Notice where the head ball finished, just below the right side. Typically a sign of catching it a bit thin. Tell you who breaks the balls real well with the cue ball out more towards the center is Josh Roberts. Kicking at the 13 here softly, probably. And the cue ball just spraying off that right long rail. Very short. And it's later in the evening now. 8:16 p.m. So we all know the later it gets, a little more moisture in the air. Looking to bank this ball into the 14. Potentially making the 4. Tucking down below the 6. Didn't turn out too bad. Kind of in a double kiss zone there on the 12. Can't do nothing with it, I don't think. Looking at kicking at the 12, you got to be careful. You just played off a real short rail. It's tough to judge. What's wrong with elevating a little bit and just kind of softly two-railing the 6? I think it's an option. Can you two-rail a 14 and just kind of stun the cue ball over towards the right middle diamond? I know not two-rail it to make it. Just get it to your side, maybe even finish it over there by that chalk. Really just playing the cue ball over here on the right side. Now he's taking a peek at it. Maybe he's got the headset in. Yeah, he might have overhit it just a hair. Boy, Justin Hall, Tunica, Mississippi. It's an event that we all kind of remember. He won the bank pool event there, and it was formatted just like the Derby City Classic. Greg Sullivan, the owner or founder of the Derby City Classic, hosted the event. I believe it was called the Southern Classic. I'll never forget how good Justin Hall played that week and how good he was playing at that time. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of this. I just feel like you've got nothing going for you as far as protection or bettering your position. One did get out a little bit, might make it tougher to come off the left side of it. It was a nice hit. I kind of take back what I said right there about Gomez's decision. Wasn't as bad as I made it sound. Can't really fault a guy for continuing to apply pressure. Big game here, though. Can he shoot the 2 and sweep everything? What's the 8 going to do? Seems like when he gets that big body movement, he's put a low ball on the cue ball, but the cue ball never draws. And I know it's hard for the naked eye to see, but I feel like the Q-tip is raising. Yeah, tough to tell, but I feel like the Q-tip is raising right at the last split second. And it's kind of contagious, right? You start to get that body movement in a rack, and it just kind of becomes part of you. I know this because it's happened to me. The older I got, I started to have some body movement here and there. I was always worked really hard to be conscious of it. And when you're practicing, one of the best things you can do anytime you're practicing, even if you're playing a cheap amateur event or a cheap weekly tournament, is count to 2 seconds after contact, as long as a ball isn't getting in the way. Stay down after contact, count to 2 seconds. It's just real good for keeping the body movement down. Nice hit there by Gomez. John Morrow, real good example of that. John does that, works on that constantly. Can't fault him for taking that on. He was in a big pickle. Does he have the 14? Or is he only faced with the 2-1 combination? I would assume it's the combination. Otherwise, I think you would already take the stripe on. If it is the combination, it's still a bit awkward. Real awkward. What's wrong with cutting the stripe that's above the 6 towards the 14? Going back up like you're almost going towards the right side pocket or towards that stripe up there, which I believe is the 10. It's an option anyway. Hit it well. Future dwindling though. And if you can drop down like you're dropping below the 8 when you're playing this 3-ball combination, it's not the worst. I tell you what, you don't want to expose a look at the blue 2. I feel like he talked himself into certain shots and he talked himself out of certain shots. Not the type of player that goes for his first instinct all the time. Well, that'll work, and he did tuck under the 8. Yeah, the 7 went in off the 2, but really what was great about this shot was the cue ball. Very good. And yeah, so he played the 3-ball combination, didn't have the gas. Was there value in really getting behind the 6? Now you've left the 2. Looks to be quite free. Left the 11 as well. I like crossing the 2. Really have to elevate that much, I'm wondering. Felt like you could kind of level out and still just come below the 5. Yeah, that's a little better. It's going to turn a lot. Boy, it still came straight off the rail. Is there a splatter shot? The 5 off like the 9 and 12. Kicking at the 6. Yeah, really well done there. Left the 3. You can get to the stripe on the right side. I don't know that he wants to do anything with the 3. Just going to come back under to the lower right side here. I don't know how much of the 8 he can see, but could you play it off the bottom of the 15? Oh, he can see the 2. Short. this another combination? Oh, wow, he was straight in. Oh, look at that hit there. Must have just barely had room. Great cue ball. Looks pretty comfortable. Maybe just a little mental thing with Roland Garcia. He looks like a completely different player here. Justin Hall and Gomez very familiar with one another. Battled many a times. And off to the races. Gomez. Gonna get a quick 2-0 lead. Extremely quick, by the way. I am your host, Scott Frost. Do us a favor. Like, share, and subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you all for tuning in. Listen to me run my yapper. Hope you learned something. No, I don't blame you. If you have the mute button or you're wearing it out, I understand. Very thin. Pressure into the second ball. It is tough to judge the break shot on fresh cloth because so much inside ball. It's really, you see how thin he was on that second, or on the head ball? It's really, really tough to judge when that inside cue ball is going to come back. It's a masse shot, basically, with a lot of distance. How thin are you going to chop this and maybe go into the pile? Hey, hit it a little thick. It's bad news. What about banking the 10 and ripping the cue ball 3 rails? In behind the 5. Don't believe he's even going to entertain it. Well, he is taking a peek. Probably be out of frustration, if anything. Yeah, you see him shaking his head there. We've all been in that position. He wanted to shoot it, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of a tilt play. We have all been there, though, right? Sometimes it's kind of what you need, you know, if you can get it down. Otherwise, it can become very painful to play passive after a couple of bad things happen or you're trailing big time. But it's the right way to play, and I respect that shot. Boy, does he really think he's going to catch right there above the left side? This top rail gets hot on him, and this cue ball shortens up just a bit. He'll dunk right into the middle. This is asking a lot, in my opinion. He will dunk right into the middle. No, it's November, but Christmas might have come a little early for Hall. Just trust your swing here. We'll get it done. Definitely wants that angle on the 15. Tuck 2 rails out here, just above the right chalk would be perfect. Yeah, maybe a little thin. Cue ball could finish up top now. Better to go into the 1, in my opinion, than the 3. Yeah, splitting the 1 and 3 is just fine. That's really what you're going to need to do. You go into the 3 full, I don't see you coming away with anything unless you really slam this. Actually, just going forward might be better than any of it. I'm into the top side of the 2 there. Splitting the 1 and 2. A little less comfortable to shoot it that way. So he's going to pound. Never was comfortable, was he? You could tell he had a little movement in the body. Yeah, you could clearly see there the head lifted up before contact, and typically when that happens, the Q-tip's going to rise as well. Our Q will tend to shift with the eyes. People ask all the time, what should I be looking at last, the object ball or the cue ball? And really, every player's different, but one thing that we don't recognize, and I couldn't make a ball if I thought about it, is that typically when we're stroking the cue, our eyes are shifting with it subconsciously. There is no right or wrong object ball last or cue ball last. There is no right or wrong, and if you tend to overthink about that, you can just kiss it goodbye. That in itself will destroy a pool game. He's so good at the back cut long railers. The cue ball's pretty natural. I'd take a look at the 9, unless he thinks he's got something real good here. And I get it. He thinks he can bank this into the 3. Well, fall one time for the young man. Hit it very, very good. Yeah, the 9 playing a pretty big role, kicking to the top rail to make the 3. Might have to spin it with a bit of inside or a bit of outside, one of the 2, depending on which side of the 9 you want to go to. Personally, with the table shortening up, like kicking to the left side of the 9. It's scary to gamble on that. Well, the 2-rail kick seems even more difficult. Is he looking at potentially banking the 9 and coming 3 rails? Maybe I'm not seeing it right, but I feel like you just got to miss the 9 to the left side. Just maybe a touch of inside, the way this table shortens up. You can kick the 3 in. two-railing the 9, two-railing the cue ball at the 3. Boy, there's potentially a kiss in the middle. The odds of making the 3 at this much distance is very low. Not gonna get it. It's asking so much there when I felt like you could just kick one rail left of the 9. I think the 4 plays, if not the 1 does. Very well done. Jay Hall, 3-way, getting on the board. Never easy, is it? He's falling straight and he's over the 4. It's the worst when you do that and need 2. Yeah, just cinched it. Is he going to try and twist the pink back? This ball tends to want to shorten, so you really got to turn it. Tends to want to shorten. Noticed it right away on day 1. These tables are playing very short for fresh conditions, meaning fresh cloth. And don't forget the balls are brand new too. Polished every day. Nice strike there. Very good control. You take a chance now and just try to tuck to the left side of the table for the 5 off the blue 2. You can win. Going up to the 13, I believe. Oh, he's trying to clip the 8. Great effort. It's not bad. Get out towards the middle of the table, and he's natural on the 8. Off the 13. Yeah, now natural to the 8. Really in a great position here now, because either angle he gets on the 8, he can get to the 11 or the 5. Well, this is it here. If he can drop even where the chalk is here on the left side or just below it. Could be curtains. Yes, he has. Jay Hall falling dead straight on his last 2 balls and then missing the cross corner short. Might sting. Big body movement there. Contact was good. Is he playing position? Roberto Gomez is going to win 3-0. With the position. So, going to be night, and that was really, a little bit heartbreaking for Justin Hall, because I felt like he was about to get back in the match. Good news for Hall. He had no losses up to this point. There are only 2 players left without a loss. Florida's own Anthony Maglino, and then Oliver Ruger. As of currently, right this moment, those 2 don't have a loss. Justin Hall will be back. He'll rebuy. He already caught the bye last round. So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Thank you, guys. We will be back shortly. They are playing down to the Final Four tonight.